now moving on to Fenway. This team, I'm telling you, when I finally am able to calm down from all the nonsense that the Red Sox ownership and the Red Sox brass put out, they find a way to bring that anger back out of me. They find a way to piss me off with something new. And they brought me back down by bringing in Theo Epstein as a minority owner. Now, I talked about this a little bit, but with Theo, again, he's a minority owner. I don't know what that means, how he's going to relate to the Red Sox. The team has talked about the fact that he's going to have, his expertise from what he's done in baseball, and he's going to use it for all of their sporting teams. But again, to me, it screw the rest of their teams. I hate Pittsburgh. I hate Liverpool. I hate Roush Fenway Racing. I hate, whatever other team John Henry owns other than the Red Sox, I hate for the sheer fact that John Henry owns them. That's right. I couldn't, that's it. I mean, yes, Pittsburgh and the Penguins and Bruins do have a rivalry, but still, it's just an added hatred for the Penguins. But getting back to Epstein, there was an article written by Sean McAdam, and he writes, quote, Epstein's biggest contributions insofar as the Red Sox are concerned may well be his knowledge of how the team's ownership works and thinks. He has the cachet and experience to push back or perhaps even prod them into action. Craig Breslow in that article says, quote, it would be silly for me not to pose such questions as, hey, this is an idea I have. Number one, what are your thoughts on it? But also, number two, what do you think Sam Kennedy or John Henry or Tom Warner or Mike Gordon might feel about this, says Breslow. Quote, oftentimes, Breslow goes on to say, oftentimes he encourages me to just communicate directly with them. Why don't you ask? Which is very often the best advice one can give. So what I get out of that is that's all Theo's going to do. He's going to tell Breslow that, hey, you come up with all the trades, you come up with all the free agent signings, you come up with this, you come up with that. But you know what? Just ask. Just go to John Henry, go to Sam Kennedy, go to Tom Warner, and just ask. Just ask, is this a good idea? Should I do this? This is how much money you're going to be paying. Is this okay? Is this okay? Is this okay? Is this okay? If that's all Theo's going to do, then I'm out. Then I'm totally out of the Theo coming back. Because if Theo's coming back, I want him to be back. I want him to make the trades, to go in there, come up with the ideas to sign these free agents and tell John Henry to go screw practically and give me more money to sign these guys. Give me more money so I can make this trade and deal with it. Now, unfortunately, I don't think that's going to happen. I think that's exactly going to be what Theo is going to do. And it's infuriating, not to mention, too, this came out of left field. Let me tell you, the Red Sox and Netflix have partnered to do a documentary on the 2024 team. So this season is going to be kind of like a Hard Knocks style. For those of you who have never seen Hard Knocks, just a behind-the-scenes, day-to-day of the team, practicing, playing in the games, pregame, postgame, everything, backstage, all of it. They are going to be doing this for the 2024 Red Sox. And even a better way to put it, for more local reference for you guys, is the behind the beat, right? The behind the beat with what the Bruins do. think of it that way, right? This is what I'm talking about. So, on the one hand, wow, all right, the Red Sox behind the scenes look, yeah, that's going to be great. That is literally 1% of my thought on this. The other 99% is if you let me calm down, compose myself. If you knew that you were going to be partnering with Netflix to make this documentary, to make this behind the scenes look that the entire world is going to have access to, you went out there and put together this team with Shohei Ohtani, probably the biggest athlete on the market. He is out there. He was out there for the taking. You well knowing that you're going to have this Netflix documentary. You could have gotten all of Japan to watch this. The whole country would have watched this just to see Shohei Ohtani and to see how he is behind the scenes. Now, Ohtani might have known this as part of their pitch and, didn't want a part of it. But still, with enough money, he would have been a part of it. So that's what bothers me. You had the biggest free agent. You had the biggest name in baseball since Babe Ruth, the man who can pitch and hit. And it's not one or the other. And that's what you do. This is the team that you put together. This ragtag bunch of nobodies. I mean, it is absolutely infuriating because you honestly want to sit, tell me that they are happy with this team. Again, the amount of questions that Sam Kennedy and Craig Breslow have gotten over the fact that, is this team really want to win? Do they really want to win a championship? And how angry they get, or not Craig, but how angry Sam Kennedy gets because, I'm a local guy. I grew up less than a mile from Fenway. Bleh. Yeah, Sam, I'm calling you out. I'm calling you out for your inauthenticity behind winning a championship in 2024 with this team you assembled. Not Craig, you, Sam, you. And to know that you had this documentary planned out, ready to go for this season, and you made no moves behind it. You made no real moves, right? The only moves you have made are bringing in Lucas Giolito, Greg Weissert, Vaughn Grissom, and Tyler O'Neill. Meanwhile, you let guys like Chris Sale, James Paxton, Corey Kluber. Well, Corey Kluber's old. He shouldn't have even been here. But Justin Turner, Adam Duvall, Alex Verdugo. And I was done with Verdugo. I've talked about this. I was glad he's gone. But those are the moves that you made. At least if you kept all of those guys, there could be at least a thought, and then add a couple others, at least a thought. You could make a playoff run, right? Ugh. Unbelievable. Just unbelievable. And then, of course, today is the day that pitchers and catchers report to spring training. So, of course, at Fort Myers, I'm going to be interested to see how packed JetBlue Park is because I don't think it's going to be packed at all. I think it's going to be just, downright awful. And the last thing I want to get to is Alex Cora. And with Alex Cora, he's entering the final year of his deal. Now, most managers at this point will have had a deal, will have had an opportunity to re-sign for a new one, to extend their contract is what I'm trying to say. And Tampa just did it with their manager, Kevin Nash. They just re-upped him, and he wasn't even going to his final year. So they re-upped Kevin Nash, Tampa did, and with Alex Cora, who won you a title, and he's entering the final year of his deal, which is unheard of. But when asked whether or not he is worried about entering this year with, with it being the final year, without skipping a beat, Cora goes, not at all. And you know why? It's because he knows this team is garbage. He knows this team sucks. And I don't blame him. To manage 162 games with an owner who doesn't give a damn, like what then? Why? Why bother? I can't believe that I have to sit here and talk about the Boston Red Sox as a team that I don't blame you. I don't blame you if you don't care. I don't blame you if you don't care that you have to do 162 games of this. Like that should be some Oakland A's type crap. That should be some Tampa Bay type crap. Even Baltimore type crap. And the Orioles are turning their franchise around. But not Boston. Not Boston. I mean, if you even want to add to the other team, the Angels. They had Ohtani. They had Trout, and yet they still couldn't even make the friggin' playoffs. But not in Boston. This is just unprecedented, unheard of. To sit here and just have a team. And I want a baseball season. If I'm going to, I want a team that is going to compete, at least, try, at least at least sign somebody worth a damn on the free agent market, right? Right? That's all I want. At least make it look like you're trying to compete for at least to get into the playoffs, let alone a championship. Like, is that too hard to ask? Like, I want a summer with baseball. I love baseball. It's one of my, if not my all-time favorite sport. And yet, you're doing this to me? You're making me hate my own team because of the ownership and the brass won't shell out, all the money that they make? Shame on them. Shame on the Red Sox. Shame on the Fenway Sports Group. And you know what? It's not going to happen anytime soon because they have too much invested in the area around Fenway and are going to invest even more of it to make it even more of a destination. But the fact that they want to build up through the farm, it almost feels like they're doing what I do in all the sports video games that I used to play. I used to be the guy that would, trade all my top players who are over the age of like 32, 33, and then play as the team that is 21 to 28, 29, 30. And guess what? Every year we'd win. Shocker. It's a video game. But that model doesn't work in real life. And unfortunately, that's what they're doing. That is what they brought to the Boston Red Sox. And like I said at the start of the show, every time I am able to calm down from the type of nonsense that the Red Sox ownership says this week, the following week they bring out even more new nonsense that makes me get even angrier. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And that's why, unfortunately, I am at a stage where I am actually rooting for them to lose. And not because I hate Alex Cora. I love Alex Cora. I want him to be the manager for the rest of his career. Unfortunately, this team is not fit for him. He knows it, and he doesn't want to be a part of it. He's a winner. He's a proven winner with his time here playing for the Sox to his time managing in Houston and even managing here in 2018. He knows what a team that is going to be in the playoffs looks like. And I'll tell you what, this team looks nothing like